Hello, boys and girls. We are now looking at chapter 3 in our novel study of Wind in the Willows. Okay, so chapter 3 is The Wild Wood. You should have listened to the chapter or read the chapter. There are links in the instructions for an audio file, and I've also put the transcript in for you to be able to use if and when you need it, because sometimes I might ask you to highlight and find words, so it's just easier for you to have the text in front of you as well as being able to listen to the audio file. Okay, so this is chapter 3, The Wild Wood, and in this episode we are going to explore the Wild Wood through the misadventures of Moal. So winter has arrived. I want you to think and then respond. Okay, I'm going to ask you to think and respond. Now, you can respond in using a voice note. It is quicker to do a voice note. However, I completely understand if you're nervous about doing that, boys and girls, because I didn't like recording at the start. I'm a lot more comfortable about it now because I understand that I need to make mistakes, and I know that you are very patient with me when I need to go and look at something. So it does become more comfortable as you do it. But if it's something that you completely feel worried about, then don't do it. You can just write it in a wee sentence in your book, or you could just think about it, and I'll be happy with that also, okay? So, winter has arrived. I want you to think about what you know about some animals in winter, okay? So have a wee think about, what do you know about the animals in winter? What happens? What do they do? Does their behaviour change? So think about some animals that you know about in winter. And then I want you to also have a wee look at the transcript, and I want you to think about how the author uses animal behaviour to dictate how his characters behave. Okay, so I'm going to say that again. How does the author use animal behaviour to dictate how his characters behave? So what do we know about animal behaviour that the author uses to show how his character behaves in the story? And then I also want you to have a wee think about, how does he mix up their human and animal personalities? So he's using a little bit of what it would be like if they were really human, and then he's taking bits of what he knows about animals, and he's using that to build a character in the story. So they're a little bit human, they're a little bit animal. So how does he mix it up? What do you see in the text? Okay, I just want you to have a think about that, and if you've got a really good answer, send it back to me in a voice note. And remember, you can also rewind this if you didn't hear the question very well. Okay. So you could pause the video there if you've got to go and do that, and if you're wanting to have a wee look at the text. So the next think and respond, okay? We're going to, through the eyes of Moal, okay? So from Moal's point of view, through Moal setting off through the Wild Wood, we hear descriptions of what he sees and hears. So when Moal sets off through the Wild Wood, we hear descriptions of what he sees and hears. I want you to listen or read Moal's experience as he adventures through the wood, okay? So you might want to look at the transcript, have a wee look at what Moal's experience is like, and think about, how does it make you feel? Okay? And how well do you think the author conveys Moal's increasing fear as he wanders on alone? So is there any words or techniques or tools that you know about that the author uses to show how scared Moal is when he wanders alone in the wild wood? Okay, now again, you could send a voice note, you can maybe write it down, or you could just think about it, okay? And if you are just thinking about it, boys and girls, that's absolutely fine. But make sure you do the task. Go and look at it, have a think about it, and internalise your answer, because all of this helps us find the next tasks easier, okay? So I want you, in the next think and respond, I want you to find the part where it says there was nothing to alarm him at first entry, the terror of the wild wood. So what you're going to look for is there was nothing to alarm him. Now it's in the last paragraph of this page. There was nothing to alarm him at his first entry. I'm asking you to identify where the woods are likened to creatures trying to attack him. So the author has used tools and techniques in that paragraph that makes us feel like the woods are trying to attack him. And how does it make you feel about Mole and his experience? Does it remind you of a time when you have been alone and ordinary things become frightening? I know that sometimes when I'm in the house on my own and I hear all my normal creaks and groans, I sometimes get, psych myself out a little bit and could get a little bit scared and worried. So now we're going to look at the part where the creatures appear, the weasels. And I want you to and the stoats, and I want you to underline the words and phrases which describe the creatures without saying who they are. Okay? So there's a part in this transcript where the stoats and the weasel appear. What you're going to do is you're going to take your highlighter pen and you're going to underline the phrases which describe the creatures without saying who they really are. Okay? Now, excuse me, I'm just going to take you out of this page and we are going to... Oh, no, actually, I think I've given you... Sorry. Yeah, you're going to underline it in this document, boys and girls. Sorry, I do apologise. Or you could create a wee list at the side. I don't care how you do it. But yeah, you're going to underline the words and phrases which describe the creatures without saying who they are. In this part, okay? So that's on the add a response template. So you could either take your highlighter if you want, or you prefer using the text box, you can write a wee list down at the side on this template. Or if you prefer using a remote learning journal, then you can absolutely use that and create a word list, a list of all the words and phrases that describe the creatures. Okay, and for the last part of this lesson, we're going to create a word bank, okay? So, you're going to read the section of the transcript in which the woods are changed by the arrival of snow. Okay? Now, this is the good part because we've just had our own experiences of snow. So, this will help us complete this task. So, I want you to identify all the vocabulary that show the woods have been changed by the arrival of snow. And then, because we've had snow lately, I want you to add more words and phrases. Can you do this in a different colour in this word bank? So all the words from the transcript that the author has used to demonstrate the arrival of snow or describe or show that the woods have changed, you can maybe do that in one colour. And you could change the colour of text box, boys and girls, if you do that. Or you might, if you're doing it as remote learning jotter, in one colour, or maybe some, like in one list and then another list. And then you're going to draw on your own experiences of the snow. I want you to really think about your 5 senses when you've been playing in the snow, when you were out in the snow. And can you create a word bank for your own experiences? And then you're going to compare and contrast. You're going to look at the both of them. And could you have maybe come up with some phrases that the author could have used within his description of the wild wood? So, 2 colours, you're going to find words and phrases in the text, and then you're going to draw on your own experiences and create some words and phrases from your own experiences of snow. Okay? Off you go.